This is PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube.
Hello and welcome to PSN Newsrun. Our top stories: Federal government boosts NDLEA capacity with new equipment. Lagos plastic ban struggles as single-use production persists. And on sports, Nigerians fallout from CHAN 2024. What went wrong? Our sports analyst takes a deep dive into the match. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has equipped NDLEA with 46 new vehicles and promoted senior officers to strengthen the war on drugs. Correspondent Daniel files in this report.
The National Security Advisor, Mala Nuhum Ribadu, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration will continue to strengthen the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, because of its vital role in safeguarding the nation's security. He made this known at the commissioning of 46 new vehicles for the NDLEA Strategic Commands and Formation. Ribadu also commended the leadership of retired Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa and his team for their dedication and results in the fight against drugs.
If you want staff to perform, take care of them. Improve the environment. Give them working conditions. Give them mobility. And you see wonders. And that's exactly what you are doing. Please continue that direction because it matters. There's an ongoing changes taking place in our country. We need that, all sectors and all areas. We must motivate our people so that they can give their best. Take care of them and they will take care of what you want and they will deliver. So thank you very much for all the work you are doing.
Chairman and CEO of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, said the event reflects the ongoing effort to reposition NDLEA as a modern, efficient, and respectable organization.
We have made arrests of 40,887 drug offenders, including 45 drug barons. We have made seizures of over 5.5 million kilograms of assorted illicit substances, all recovered from our streets, communities, warehouses, border routes, airports, and seaports nationwide. We have destroyed over 700 hectares of cannabis farms hidden deep in forests. We have equally secured the conviction of 8,682 traffickers and kingpins alike, and assured that their assets are forfeited to the federal government through the court process.
In his remarks, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for enabling the success achieved by the agency in the past 2 years.
The fight against illicit drug is such that we don't have to be a step ahead of criminals. We must be several steps ahead of them. Because of the unworthy, rewarding nature financially of these activities, we need to be several steps ahead of them. And one of them is having the wherewithal to fight them, because they have humongous sums of money and funding to, continue to indulge in these nefarious activities.
Meanwhile, Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa noted that NDLEA's courage, professionalism, and resilience in tackling drug-related threat despite difficult circumstances is worthy of emulation. Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement, BPP, Dr. Adebowale Adedokun, described the event as a testament to Marwa's leadership style and commitment to Nigeria. In total, 38 SUVs were distributed to zonal, state, and strategic commands, while 10 sedans went to 10 directorates. The ceremony also saw 15 newly promoted commanders of narcotics decorated with the rank of Assistant Commander General of Narcotics. Daniel Okejeme, reporting for PS News.
The federal government has dropped all charges against Fuji icon Kwam Wan and Comfort Imanson after a recent airport incident following public backlash over perceived unequal treatment. Let's hear Teza on this report.
In a dramatic policy reversal, the federal government has ordered the withdrawal of all criminal charges against legendary Fuji musician Kwam Wan, also known as Wasiu Ayinde, and Comfort Emanson, the woman at the center of last month's controversial airport incident. The move comes after a storm of public outrage, with Nigerians and celebrities taking to social media, radio callings, and primetime TV to question the aviation sector's handling of the case. Hashtags trended nationwide as critics accused officials of excessive force, procedural missteps, and a failure to act with fairness. A major point of contention was the perceived double standard in penalties. Many Nigerians argue that Kwam Wan's treatment appeared more lenient compared to the harsher sanctions imposed on Emanson, despite both being involved in the same incident. This fueled debates over class, influence, and equality before the law. The Nigerian Bar Association also entered the fray, flagging possible human rights violations in Emanson's treatment, while questioning the legal basis for the asset management ban placed on Kwam Wan. Under growing public and celebrity pressure, and mindful of the political optics, the Ministry of Aviation and the federal government launched a review. Sources say the high visibility of the case and its potential to damage the country's image played a key role in the decision to drop all charges. While the reversal has been welcomed by many, analysts warn it highlights the influence of public sentiment over due process, raising questions about how justice is applied when public opinion takes center stage. For now, both Kwam Wan and Comfort Emanson walk free, but the incident has reignited a national conversation about fairness, accountability, and whether the scales of justice in Nigeria truly weigh everyone the same. Teza Phillips, PS News.
Nigeria's power crisis worsens as Ikeja Electric and KEPCO Energy Resources enter court receivership, sparking fears over investor confidence and reliable supply. Joycelyn is here with details.
Two of Nigeria's biggest power companies, Ikeja Electric and KEPCO Energy Resources, have been placed under receivership by a Nigerian court in a move that underscores the deepening crisis in the nation's electricity sector. KEPCO, which holds a 70% stake in Egbin Power, the country's largest electricity generating plant, is at the center of the storm. The court has frozen the company's assets and accounts, appointing a receiver manager under the terms of a 2013 financing agreement. Receivership is typically triggered when a company can no longer meet its debt obligations. For these power firms, the trouble stems from a web of financial pressures, including billions in unpaid bills from customers and government agencies, rising operational costs, and tariffs that don't reflect the true cost of generating and distributing electricity. Under receivership, control of the company shifts from their owners to a court-appointed manager whose job is to protect creditors, restructure operations, and possibly sell assets to recover debts. But in the power sector, this process could come with consequences. With 6 of Nigeria's 11 electricity distribution companies now under receivership, there are growing fears that operational disruptions could slow decision-making, delay upgrades, and further weaken an already fragile electricity supply system. Industry experts warn that the development could also scare off private investors whose capital is badly needed to modernize infrastructure and expand access to reliable power. While receivership is meant to stabilize failing companies, in the context of Nigeria's long-running energy challenges, it may be a signal of even deeper trouble ahead, and for millions of Nigerians, it could mean the light at the end of the tunnel just got a little dimmer. Reporting for PS News, Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada.
Lagos' ban on single-use plastic faces an uphill fight as styrofoam and disposable cutlery still litter streets weeks later, spotlighting weak enforcement and ongoing production. Here's Teza with details.
Since July 1st, 2025, Lagos State has outlawed single-use plastics, including styrofoam food packs, disposable plates, straws, and cutlery, in a bid to tackle one of the city's biggest environmental threats. But more than a month later, it is business as usual for many vendors. From roadside food stalls to busy markets, the banned items are still in use, clogging drainage systems and littering streets. Environmental experts warn that this continued reliance on single-use plastics worsens flooding, as blocked drains lead to flash floods that damage property, disrupt daily life, and in some cases, claim lives. They also point to health risks. Over time, these plastics break into microplastics, contaminating water and food supplies and posing long-term dangers to human health. Presently, officials admit that manpower is a major challenge. Monitoring thousands of vendors and suppliers across Lagos is a daunting task. There's also an economic hurdle. Many small traders rely on cheap styrofoam to keep prices low, and eco-friendly alternatives cost more. To make matters worse, public awareness about the ban and its penalties remains low, meaning many people simply don't see the need to comply. Meanwhile, manufacturers are still producing these plastics. That's because the ban exists only in Lagos. With no federal prohibition, companies can legally make and sell these products to other states, and through informal supply chains, they often find their way back into Lagos. Experts say for this ban to work, the state must not only tighten enforcement, but also partner with the federal government to stop production at the source. They also recommend making affordable alternatives available and investing in public education to drive behavior change. For now, Lagos's plastic ban remains a bold idea on paper, but without stronger action, the city's drains, streets, and waterways will continue to drown in plastic waste. Teza Phillips, PS News.
From motherhood milestones to music industry controversies, here's your quick dive into the biggest entertainment stories making waves today. Joycelyn takes us on this entertainment journey.
Welcome to Entertainment Gist. First, it's official. Toke Makiwa is going to be a mom. In an emotional Instagram post, the media personality called her pregnancy the biggest project of her life and the highest calling ever. She opened up about years of waiting and thanked her unborn child for making her the happiest person on earth. Fans and fellow celebrities have flooded her page with congratulatory messages, marking a major new chapter for the lifestyle icon. But while Toke's news brought joy, the music industry is buzzing with tension. Leaked iMessages suggest Rema may have used an album idea originally shared by Omale, forcing Omale to abandon the project entirely. The screenshots, allegedly from late 2023, have ignited debates over intellectual property and trust between artists. Rema has yet to respond publicly, but fans are split. Some calling it creative inspiration, others outright theft. And finally, rapper M.I. Abaga is turning the spotlight on the dark side of music funding. Speaking on the SportsNigeria podcast, he claimed proceeds from internet fraud, popularly called Yahoo Yahoo, are bankrolling many artists, a situation he describes as an indictment of Nigeria's creative ecosystem. His comments have reignited calls for better funding structures to reduce reliance on illicit money in the industry. From personal victories to industry reckonings, it's clear Nigeria's entertainment scene never sleeps. I'm Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada, reporting for PS News.
Europe is turning the pressure on Iran, warning of renewed sanctions if nuclear talks don't resume before month's end. Here's Joycelyn once again.
France, Germany, and the United Kingdom have turned up the diplomatic heat on Iran, warning that they could reinstate tough international sanctions if Tehran fails to return to nuclear talks by the end of August. This threat comes through a formal notice to the United Nations, activating what's known as the snapback mechanism, a provision in the 2015 Iran nuclear deal that allows sanctions to be reimposed if Iran is found in breach of its commitment. The move follows months of stalled diplomacy after failed negotiations rounds in Istanbul, with Western powers accusing Iran of accelerating uranium enrichment and restricting UN nuclear inspections. If the snapback is triggered, Iran could once again face crippling restrictions on its oil exports, banking sector, and foreign trade, a blow that previously shrank its economy by over 6% during the last sanctions period. For Europe, the strategy is clear. Keep economic and political pressures high while leaving the door open for a diplomatic breakthrough. For Iran, the clock is ticking. Less than 3 weeks remain to avert a full return to isolation. Reporting for PS News, Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada.
And now on sports, Samuel analyzes Nigeria's fallout from CHAN 2024 slumped to a 4-0 defeat against Sudan.
Nigerian Hope senior men's national team have been dumped out of the 8th African Nations Championship after suffering a humiliating defeat to Sudan. The rejectmen failed to secure the maximum points in a must-win Group D encounter against Sudan at the Amman Stadium in Zanzibar on Tuesday evening. With the results, Eritrean men have been sent packing from the tournament after failing to secure any point in 2 games despite having a group game left. For our second news, analyze the tactical errors which cost Super Eagles dearly. Number 1. Lack of penetration in the final third. For the opening half hour, Nigeria enjoyed 61 possession and dictated the tempo, yet they failed to register a single shot on target. The attacking setup, spearheaded by Alimi, often saw forwards receiving the ball with their backs to the goal and without support runs in behind. With minimal movement to stretch Sudan defense, the early territorial dominance produced no real scoring threat. Chelsea's high fullback positioning left the backline repeatedly vulnerable to Sudan's rapid counter. The tactic unraveled in the 25th minute, moments after Nigeria had the goal ruled out for offside. Sudan broke forward, Abdel shot hit the crossbar, and Genge, under no pressure, turned the rebound into his own net. With no effective midfield shield, Sudan transition play cut through Nigerian defense line with ease. Own goal visibly rattled Genge, yet Chel made no positional adjustment to protect him. Sudan capitalized again just before halftime, with Genge conceding a penalty for handball that Gehidi converted to make it 2-0. By persisting with the same defensive structure, Chel allowed Sudan to repeatedly exploit the same weakness. The defeat, Nigeria's second in as many games, leaves the team without a point in Group D and officially out of CHAN 2024 ahead of their final fixture against Congo. This is Sam for PS News.
And that wraps up our package for you today on PSN Newsrun. I am Oluwatosin Deba.
You just watched PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube. This is your trusted voice for news that matters. Subscribe, like, share, and stay informed.